Alaska, the other sportsman's paradise. In the winter, it's harsh, untamed, and unforgiving. You hear words like remote, survival plan, hypothermia, bear country, and the rule of thirds. With a 39-foot tidal range, if you don't time it right, your boat may be on dry land when it's time to go, or the sea might swallow up the rock you were left on. If your goal is to get all 41 of the North American duck species, at some point, you'll find yourself here. And that's not a bad thing. That's Alaska. Alaska is the only place you can get the common Pacific eider and the king. And it's a great place to pick up 3 other not-so-easy ones. The surf scoter, goldeneye, and the hardest one of the 3, the Harlequin. As luck would have it, we connected with Hugh Clark, conservationist and president of the Alaska Waterfowl Association. We bonded over the common threads, and for the next year began to shape our plans for Alaska to get our chance at hunting the Harlequin.
Are we going on a cold ride? Where we're all simply stumbling, tossing off your compliments while sexing on your parliament.
We check in at the Captain Cook Hotel and get a couple hours sleep before heading off to Cabela's for licensed shells, and Jeff wanted a warmer hat. This time of year, you only get daylight from 9 to 4, so you move quick when the sun's shining. Sunrise at Cabela's, and we can see we're a long way from home. With gear in hand, we meet up with Chris Watches, lifelong Alaskan waterfowler and all-around good guy. We pile into the truck and head east towards Prince William Sound. Getting from Anchorage to Whittier takes you through the longest tunnel in the country, allowing traffic in only one direction at a time. If you're off schedule, you'll be waiting a while. Whittier feels colder than Anchorage. The mountains form an east-west valley that pushes wind through the town. Tell me about your new hat, buddy.
A really nice hat. This is what all the Alaskans wear.
There are no houses here. Everyone lives in the same building. An old army barracks dressed up to look like a hotel. In the summer, shops and restaurants are open for the folks passing through, but this time of year, only the bathroom in the harbor master's building is open. So that's where we get ready to meet up with Hugh and Randy for the 20-mile boat ride through Prince William Sound to our cabin. There's Randy, true outdoorsman and the man with the boat.
You know, going right through this pass, this is called Decision Point. You get 4 to 5 foot rollers in there, stacked about every 50 yards.
We get the weather report. It's gonna be a bumpy ride. 5-foot seas and small craft advisory. We pull up into our lagoon and we can see the cabin tucked in between the cedar. And then I tell Jeff the cabin has no electricity.
Welcome to Sandwich, Hampton.
Thank you. We move the supplies off the beach, unpack, and settle into what'll be our home for the next few days. It's a cabin we rented back in May on recreation.gov. The wood-burning stove is the only source of heat. It's tight quarters, and over the week, it's the place after the hunts where we'll hear stories about Alaska and get to know each other in a way that's only possible when you're 5 guys sharing 300 square feet. What's the story on these?
A friend of mine, Steven Zeglin, hand-carved these decoys. You know, for you guys coming up and for AWA, he's a big supporter of Alaska Waterfowl Association. You know, to take the time and do that was really neat.
Hugh gets his decoy raft ready. Randy tells us about a brown bear hunt that nearly killed him, and we go off to sleep, glad the travel is finally over and ready to experience what we've anticipated for a year.
Did you get your burrito?
Randy never ate that burrito. Tonight, he'll find it mashed up in the bottom of his waders.
Do something to that too.
Shit!
You're a little excited.
Dude, I'm glad you brought the hat back. I was scared that, you know, all the teasing and all that, you just...
This is how people from Alaska dress.
Well, pull the flag. There you go.
You know what the name of this hat is?
What?
The Mad Bomber.
It says certified Alaska wear.
Does it?
No. It says certified dumbass wear.
That'd be a great place for a kayak to go up against. You can run a long line on, you can sit there all day.
It's vanilla.
I never thought about that. A little bit of crown in the skull.
This vanilla crown.
Flavor.
Makes it taste like whiskey.
Hell yeah.
I think he said he's taking us to a little island in here.
Yeah.
So do you think I'm going to be able to drop you on that first rock? Does that go straight down, or what do we got? I'm in 30 feet of water at the back of the boat.
Remember the butt thumper. In a few days, it'll play an important role in this Harlequin story.
I'm out the front, so we need to get all that brought up front, Jeff. The guns, the bags, our jackets, all of our gear.
Sea duck hunting feels different. The game of calling and concealment doesn't translate here. Unlike the January mallards or the Mississippi flyway, most of these ducks have never been shot at. Here it's a game of tides, decoys, and positioning. And if you get all three working for you, it can get sporty real quick.
Kill 'em. Block, they're coming too, here they come.
One coming a little right. Look right here. 3 o'clock.
We spend the morning on the rock. On the first hunt, we all get scoters and goldeneye. But the only group of harlequin we see blow through the decoys and are gone before we can even draw up on them.
So give me the Scoter report.
The scoters are dead. But they're in the boat. And that's a surf.
That's the surf scooter there. Yeah, they're commonly called the clown face.
You look dumb. Dumb, bro.
Sweating.
Damn, look at that.
Damn, those are pretty. Sawbill. One of these can eat 500,000 salmon smoked in its lifetime.
Do you have any other facts?
They taste like
90 miles from civilization, in the middle of Prince William Sound, there's no stopping at Waffle House after the hunt. You pack in what you're gonna eat, and you gather the rest.
See that fancy welding job there, man? You did this? I built the whole thing, yeah.
I am not putting my hand on it.
Yeah, stick your finger in there, dude.
You're pulling down.
Damn, dude.
Give me that stick back. Yeah, baby.
That's legal?
Illegal.
Alright.
What? Dude, bite him. Bite him. Yes!
Look at that, man. He's a 2-footer, dude. My coon-ass buddies will be far more impressed with this.
We get the crabs and head over to the glaciers to pick up some ice for the evening drinks.
Hammy's getting ice for the drinks.
That's over 10,000 years old.
Wild.
Put that with your crown tonight, you're good to go.
The tide is going out, and we need to get back to our lagoon before it's dry. But we've got just enough time to pick up a quick hunt on the way back in. Sea ducks fly very low and very fast. Shooting down from the rocks, you realize pretty quick why you've been missing. We pick up some bufflehead and a green-winged teal before slipping back to the lagoon just in time to beach the boat for the evening. Tonight, we eat good.
Look at that, man. That is awesome.
All you can eat snow crab. That is exactly what we have here.
rock right there empty. You'll have a guy here on this point. This water will drop down another 20 yards. You'll have another exposed rock over here, as well as over here. You'll have a little ridge line that comes out. So it's kind of a horseshoe type scenario. The birds will come around that corner and they're going to lock up and come right in.
This morning we'll try a different bay that's had good luck for Harlequin, and it's packed with goldeneye. A crescent-shaped point with 2 rock perches. We should get a couple chances when they swing in.
You know, you got the sun coming over the mountains. It's like uncharted territory, man. I just never get tired of it. You get a chance to share it with others and bring them out here, man, and it's just, you know, shooting the birds is a bonus.
The tides dictate that we'll hunt this spot all day. And like yesterday, things move quick.
3 o'clock.
Right here, right here.
On my 41st birthday, I shot my first goldeneye double here in beautiful Alaska. The action slows down. We gather up our birds and take a coffee break on the rocks.
Coffee?
Can you make me some?
No, you can make your own.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'll show you how to do it.
can I have some?
I'm not gonna be your little bitch today.
Yeah, Jeff.
Well, that ain't what I was suggesting.
That's what I heard.
Well,
I kind of heard that too, man.
do I take this out, man?
Yeah, take it out, brother. You're good.
Get out.
Go, Skeeter. Move.
We've piled up the goldeneye, but only see 1 Harlequin. Jeff made a good shot at it, but some of these birds just seem bulletproof. Here's a great example.
They're gonna come right in, dude. Coming right in. Shoot it. Shoot it.
Did we get a Harley? No, we had one come in. We missed a lot.
Yeah. Watch it, watch it. Watch it, watch it.
Oh, yes.
Right up front.
Nice shooting, Tex.
We get back to our spots, and that's when it finally happens.
Oh, nice shoot.
Nice shooting! Chris connects. It's a Harlequin, and he's got it.
That's the one you come here to Alaska to get.
Amazing, man.
The Harlequin.
Blue as can be.
Chris shot it. Congratulations, brother.
Nice bird.
Got these chestnut colors right here. When this comes back to the back and touches and exceeds the black line, very good indicator of an extremely mature bird. Not shot up bad at all.
That's beautiful.
He's gonna make a fine specimen mount. Incredible. You see the blues in it, the tint. That's why it's called the blue duck.
Blue as can be.
Let's get some pictures of you with that. That's just crazy.
But the celebration is short-lived. Without warning, the wind kicks up to 40 knots, the anchor slips, and it's a mad dash to keep the boat off the rocks. We'll have to come back tomorrow for the rest of the decoys, if they're still there. The sun goes down on day 2. Chris is happy, and Hugh skins the prize. There's only 2 days left. We've seen very few Harlequin. With the bad weather threatening, we start to wonder if it's going to happen for us. We're able to find the decoys in the bay we hunted yesterday, but the seas are rough, so we decide to try a protected passage and set up. Other than some curious otters and a few singles, there's not much happening here. The tide's going out earlier today, so we head back to the lagoon to beach the boat. We're able to pick up a few bufflehead from the kayaks, while the rest of the guys nab a common goldeneye on the beach next to the cabin. This is not the day we were hoping for. We've seen less birds each day, and the Harlequin just aren't there. There's only one day left, and if it doesn't happen tomorrow, it's not happening. Randy sums up all our frustration and cooks steak from the bison he recently shot. It's decision time, and we agree that returning to the bay we hunted on day one makes sense. It should be well rested now, and we've seen several group of Harlequin there. By now we've learned that when you hit a sea duck, you don't stop shooting until it's floating dead on the water.
Dead!
Right here on your left,
If you don't, they'll dive and pop up 100 yards out of range. Singles and a few doubles trickle in, but it's obvious. Most of the ducks have moved on. We're a long way from home, and the effort it took to get here was enormous. It's been an incredible trip, but we start to accept the fact that this experience will always feel somewhat incomplete. We're not getting a Harlequin. And then Chris, the only one of us that's gotten a Harley, decides to rub a little salt in the wound.
Right there on the left. He might turn. I don't know if he does. It's going to be tight. Oh, it's going to be real tight.
Heard him.
That's about as tight as it gets.
Oh, nice shot, man.
What the hell was that?
I couldn't tell. No, where is he? Oh, no, it's
Oh,
a Harley.
oh, it's a Harley. Whoa, don't shoot it. Don't shoot it.
Sorry, guys. I didn't know it was a Harley.
It was a Drake. That thing wanted to get shot by Chris. The duck cut hard on the left, and Chris pulled off a great shot. That's Harlequin number 2 for Chris. We're pumped for him, and it couldn't have happened for a nicer guy. But there was probably a small part of us that wanted to push him in the water. And the last hunt of the last day, and we're about ready to pack up. And that's when the miracle happened. Harley's on the left.
Yeah, dude!
Mine's down on the water in perfect condition. And then Jeff gets his shot.
Oh, there's another one right there in the spread. Watch this.
Hold on.
Hurry up.
Jeff. Shoot.
I'm on him. Good shot, brother.
Yeah, dude! Good job, man. Both of y'all.
Friggin' awesome. I heard something splash.
On the very last hunt, we did it. We got the birds we came for. It's perfect. We watch our ducks on the water and wait for Randy to come back with the kayaks. And then we see trouble.
There's something flying the shoreline.
Where?
Out where my duck is.
Oh, yeah.
Jeff and I both shot our Harleys, and now they're drifting over there where there's 4 eagles up in the trees. They've already picked off a goldeneye. Dude, that eagle better not eat these Harleys.
It to me like 3 times last year. It flips him over and then it rips the best meat out and then it flies away.
He's acting like he's going down.
We shoot into the water to scare off the eagle, and then Randy finally shows up.
It's right dead off his port side. It's gonna run right over it. Hampton's is right in this little slick water.
You
right
got
here.
yours, dude? I wonder how alive this thing's gonna be.
Just twiddling in circles.
Tell him not to strangle the out of it.
You won't wring the neck.
Remember when I mentioned the butt thumper? Well, here it is.
Dude, he just hit it with a club. He did.
The birds are finally in the boat, and the hunt's over. Back at the cabin, we sit on the shore and watch the sun sink towards the horizon, hoping for a single or 2. And then it's cigars and a campfire, reliving the week, knowing tomorrow we go home, and this is the end. But someday we'll be back for the king.
I've been caught in fire. I stayed down the other night. I've been caught in fire. I stayed down. When I know it wasn't true. I've been caught